Hey Pisces, this read is for you guys. Let's see what the universe has in store for you guys today. Alrighty, so universe, what messages do you have for Pisces today? Got some guidance, some advice, some affirmations, some warnings. What do you have to say to Pisces? And I'm getting a bunch that are wanting to pop out. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with these guys. These are quite a few here. We got spiritual strength, harmony, rest and rejuvenate, temptation, truth, memories of love. So I feel like we're dealing with healing from a breakup. And started taking time out to sort your feelings out. Material harvest, light, accelerated motion, sacrifice, the throat chakra, which speaks to communication, trapped in fear. Maybe starting a new journey here, or looking to start a new journey. And the fear might speak to change and the unknown. Now that you're not with this person, this relationship no longer exists. It's sort of feel like it's changed a lot of different aspects of your life. And things are really going to have to head in a new direction now. I'm feeling like that throat chakra with the communication might be speaking to you being able to communicate to yourself what you want this new direction in your life to look like. So I have positive movement forward, emotional withdrawal, spiritual union, new beginnings, and foundation and achievements. So I feel like we're shaping what you want this new life to look like. I feel like spiritual union speaks to the relationship side of that. What you're really going to be looking for in a partner. What you really want that bond in that relationship to look like. Feel like we might touch on career in here as well. Maybe starting a new job. I feel like we're going through some bigger changes here. Not just relationship wise. I feel like there's a few other aspects we're going to be looking at in this read. So I feel like this relationship that you did have was filled with conflict, and it was quite destructive, because I have the Five of Wands here. And the Five of Wands represents conflict. I have it sitting next to the Devil card. So I feel like this was a toxic relationship. It was not healthy for you. It was not the type of bond that you really want in life. I think you're struggling with what this relationship really was, too. I feel like that's what the Memories of Love card is speaking to. And I feel like it ties in with the Truth card as well. And being able to admit to yourself what this really was, instead of just remembering the good times. And like you had this great loss. I feel like this was not the case. I feel like there was a lot of conflict. There was a lot of upheaval. And I feel like you need to acknowledge it for what it was. And I feel like that's part of what's going to help you to move forward. I do have the Ace of Cups, which represents new beginnings. It sometimes speaks of new beginnings in relationships. I feel like this speaks of a new beginning for you. And I have the Nine of Wands, which can speak to working towards a goal over a long period of time. For me, it just tells me that this was a long-term relationship. And that's why this is such a big change for you. And maybe you feel a little bit lost now. It's because that was your life for so long that now you're not entirely sure what life is supposed to look like at all. I have the Hermit card, and he speaks of introspection. And I think you need to take some time to do some soul searching. Not just about this relationship and finding truths about it to help you heal and move on, but also about what you really want this new life to look like. So I have the Three of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups speaks of abundance, usually emotional, personal. The Ten of Cups speaks of abundance in the home life, so a happy home life. And the Three of Cups represents happiness and celebration with family. I feel the word wedding with this. I feel like you're planning a wedding with this person. You were with them for a long time. You guys are planning to take that next step. You had this vision of what it was all going to be like. It was going to be a lot of celebration. It was going to be a lot of happiness. And that's definitely not the way that it turned out. I have the Three of Wands, which represents working towards a goal and positive forward movement. To me, this speaks of your healing process and of moving forward and starting your own life and finding your own happiness and building your own happy home. Because I have the Two of Cups here, and the Two of Cups tends to represent relationships. Sometimes soulmates, deep connections, but I have it sitting next to the Seven of Swords, which represents a feeling of unfairness, feeling like something was taken from you unfairly. I feel like that speaks to this relationship, that you feel like you got gypped out of this relationship. You got ripped off, you had your happiness taken away from you unfairly. So I have the Eight of Swords here, and the Eight of Swords can represent feeling trapped in negative thoughts and emotions, having trouble moving past something, having trouble choosing a path. And I think that's a lot of where you are now too, in dealing with things and feeling very lost and afraid because you're not sure exactly what your life is supposed to look like, because you had everything planned for it to go one way, and there's a huge wrench thrown into that, and now you're kind of like, well, what now? I have the Seven of Wands sitting next to it. And the Seven of Wands is usually about standing up for yourself, standing up for your ideals. To me in this, it speaks of you taking control back. And not allowing yourself to sit in this limbo of what if and what coulda, shoulda, woulda been. Of being able to take control of your life and saying, this is what I want, this is what is going to make me happy, and then heading in that direction. I have the Moon card here. The Moon can be things that are still hidden from you that you have to uncover. Sometimes it can speak of something a little bit deeper, more like a intuition or a sixth sense, that spiritual soul searching, that voice inside yourself. I feel like it speaks to that in this case. And doing that work, I feel like it ties in with the Hermit. And really truly finding out who you are. I have the Seven of Cups, which represents choosing wisely and having many options. I feel like right now you don't see it that way. I feel like you feel stuck. But part of, I think, what you're going to figure out by doing this deep thinking is that you do have many options. And your life can really be just about anything you want to shape it to be. I have the Two of Pentacles here. To me, he represents balance, finding balance in your life, being able to let go of the negativity and to turn this into an opportunity for personal growth, for personal achievement as well. So I have the High Priestess card. And she speaks of also unknowns, but she can also speak to, I don't want to say psychic ability, but intuitive ability, and I feel like that's also speaking to you of doing that soul searching. I got it next to the Four of Swords, which represents sort of resting, self-care. I think you're going to gain a lot of insight by being able to do that, by being able to take the time and really think about things, think about what the relationship was, think about what actually happened, why it came to an end, and then think about what you want your life to look like, how you want to shape your new life, being able to see all the opportunities in front of you now. I think you're going to find a surprising amount of clarity in all of this. I have the Hangman. The Hangman to me represents you holding yourself back, being hung up on the past, or allowing yourself to be hung up on the past and of negative feelings and negative thoughts, of fears. Because I believe that it is a choice. It doesn't always feel like it's a choice, but it is. It takes a lot of strength to overcome that choice as well. I feel like you're still very much hung up on this. Well, definitely you're still heartbroken, but I feel like you're tempted to reach out to this person too. Not for love. I think you want to rip them a new one. I think you want to express how angry and hurt you are. Because I have the King of Wands here. And I get a very fiery energy off of him. And I have him sitting next to the Five of Swords, which can represent selfish or short-won victories. I feel like contact wouldn't be very beneficial to you in the long run. Like, you feel or you think that it would make you feel good to be able to chew this person out for what transpired, whatever it was. It won't. It just keeps the wounds open and raw. I have the Ten of Swords, which represents something ending in a disappointing way. But if you can see the light around the swords there, it represents something that's actually beneficial for you in the long run, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. And I feel like that's what it was. I feel like you will come out better on the other side of this, with a stronger sense of self. I have the Five of Cups, which I got it in between the King of Wands and the Five of Swords, which represented, to me, you making contact with this person. The Five of Cups tends to represent being stuck in negative emotions, so much so that you can't see the positive. So I think that's part of the warning as well. It's not allowing yourself to get stuck. Instead allowing yourself to be able to move on. I have the Hierophant, which speaks of a higher learning. And I feel like he also ties in with these cards and being able to being able to see the wisdom in letting go, in not letting yourself get hung up, and recognizing that it will only hold you back from achieving in the future. I have the Sun card. To me, the Sun card is a good omen. It represents positive things manifesting for you. And I got it next to the Ten of Pentacles, which represents abundance, as well as the High Priestess and the Four of Swords that talked about that introspection and finding clarity. And I feel like that's what these cards are speaking to. They're speaking to the level of understanding, wisdom, and clarity that you're going to gain from taking the time to reflect on all of this. I have the Six of Wands sitting with those cards as well, and the Six of Wands represents triumph to me. So it definitely, to me, this says that you will come out better on the other side of this. You'll be able to find that clarity in the situation, and it's going to help you to heal and move forward. I have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups can represent sort of an indifference, emotional withdrawal. I have it next to the Ten of Wands, which represents feeling overburdened. So I feel like this has been weighing on you very heavy. It's caused you to sort of emotionally withdraw at times, maybe from your family and from your friends. And I feel like these cards are warning you against staying stuck in that state. I have the Ace of Pentacles next to them, and the Ace of Pentacles speaks of new beginnings. I also have the Four of Wands, which can speak of setting a solid foundation for the future and for the home life. To me, I see the word family in this card. I see the words reach out for support. I feel like the cards are encouraging you to start a support network for yourself, to build a group of solid, loving, caring people beside you, just to help you heal and to help you through this transition so that you don't have to go it alone. So I got the King of Swords here. He usually represents someone with honesty and integrity. I got him next to the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles can represent a financial hardship. I don't think that's what it speaks to here. I think it's speaking of your ex and their lack of honesty. I think it ties in with the King of Swords, and it speaks of a lack of those good qualities. A lack of integrity, a lack of honesty, a lack of trustworthiness. I feel like there was not an even give and take, as the Six of Pentacles speaks to. I also feel like the Six of Pentacles speaks to, I think it ties in with this spiritual union and you deciding on what you really want in a relationship, and that you want that even give and take. And when you get that even give and take, you're going to get an abundant harvest. It sets the groundwork for abundance. I got the Nine of Pentacles next to it too, which also stands for abundance, sometimes financial, but I see happiness in this card. So I feel like that's what these three cards speak of. The relationship that you want. You want somebody who can have that even give and take. You want somebody who's truthful, who has integrity, who's trustworthy. And when you get that, that's when you get that solid foundation for your future. Alrighty guys, that's what the cards are saying to me today. I hope you enjoyed the read. Please feel free to comment because I love hearing from you guys. Take care.